as Steve. you know, I call when I see Stu almost every single day. I'll see him in the hallway, and I'll go, "Hey, Steven," just to see if he remembers his name. Sometimes he like pauses and then goes, "Oh yeah, that is my name." But yeah, that's funny. But Stu will be here in hour 3, so get ready for that. That should be good. We're going to talk about a bunch of polling information. I'm going to have a little bit more on that a little bit later coming up in the show. I have to, before I get to the rest of your comments, I have to hit this up because Glenn was talking about, when will we be able to call, calling evil by its name? Can we just start with that? Maybe that as a baseline. Let's just call bad people bad, call evil out when you see it. And that brings me to Cesar Chavez. Yes, one more time. I saw this, and it just did my heart so good. Check this out. This is from San Fernando, the city of San Fernando in Los Angeles. Check this out.
Breaking news here in San Fernando. We just found out that the city is removing this statue on her.
What a lot of us find in these cases, the evil, when you understand these networks and the levels. Yeah, it's not just calling out one person, right? Because that's being aided and abetted. It's a lot of veils, as they say. Yeah, if you've been following for any bit of time, then you're aware of that. I know when you look at the history of other people too, that also seem to kind of be aware and speaking out on those things. Yeah, it's interesting. All we can do is hope and pray that citizens realize that and people stop dicking around and they do what they can to help these children that are in the custody of sick, murderous pedophiles, and that the sick pieces of shit around here that have been setting up shop for years, the things and the people they have been manipulating around here, and people just kind of jumping in and out. I know, when's it ripe? The time has come. When's it ever gonna be? Now or never. I know it gets old, when you're in these kind of locations and situations and connected to these kind of investigations and families and environments, that just kind of happens, right? Right, so when you're dealing with this kind of child abuse and people want to pretend like it's not happening and that they're well taken care of, and when they don't understand these abuse cases and how that abuse happens as though they've investigated and done interrogations and examinations and they don't see any signs of the abuse we're talking about. Yeah, anyone listening, a lot of people do know what's going on here, and they see how those people are confused and just taking sides to fit their own narratives and justify whatever investigations are bullshit. That's why we keep mentioning those things. Getting the care and the non-vaxxer, the bully, the drug investigations. All the people associated to those things have a hand in that evil. So who do we call out? Because there's a collective effort, right? If you understand a collective effort for the greater good, same thing with evil, right? Right, so that's like pinnacle moments and people having to realize those things. And when you have hostages, when those things can come to light, and there are people with weapons or hostages that they will kill if you even think about trying to do anything. Yeah, the private investigator in 2009 was trying to tell them. He was mentioning the Mayan trafficking lines and the druggies and the pieces of shit gaslit him, tried making others think he was going crazy and mentally ill talking about Mayan curses. So just that alone, if you haven't woken up to that, and then how the sick fuck beat his own kid up in the tub, tried to kill me, dog's leg blew up. And we can keep going, there's a lot more. How they vaccinated our children behind our back, the psychos we've been dealing with in the main parent federation and healthcare systems, not wanting to acknowledge basic facts and look at the concerns. and instead ignored it, made fun, mocked, and promoted the dangerous things to the point where it's gotten so stupid. As you can see, we're still recovering and trying to help the children who have been damaged and abused by damaged and abused adults. So it's okay, right? Well, that's the mentality they have, and they carry on. And many of them, they're in so deep, or they're doing crimes, or they're looking at time that they just don't want to face. And they will run you over, they'll run your kids over, and they will kill innocent people to not get pulled over. So anyways, if anyone wants to help us, not us personally, the greater good, the truth, innocent children, hostages, to help people see the light and their own blindness and how they've been protecting these things, either knowingly or blindly, right? A lot of them knowingly protecting, like the drugs and maybe innocent crime that's non-violent, right? What are you worrying about, right? Simple theft and drugs for. There are people raping and torturing someone up the road, right? And you have all these levels of people that justify different things no matter what corner you turn. Right, I mean, we've been trying to get that kind of education in the public school systems, but I don't know, it seems to be a big fight to do that. It's like pulling teeth. It's like, how is that going against any religious, cultural beliefs? What are you talking about? It doesn't even make sense, the kind of arguments they put up to not put in basic human functioning. It's not in the curriculum. Maybe, I know in some schools, in private schools and in segregated areas, where they do those things and implement just basics like that. Proper education, law and order. And you get a whole mix. I mean, you can see it's not money. In fact, sometimes the more money, the worse it gets, with people making demands and can do this, not do that, and to the point where, I mean, profanity is like a sin, and they won't even listen to the concerns of someone who's being profane. Yeah, a bunch of astute pieces of fucking shit. Nasty fucking cunts. So I really hope the proper authorities here in Augusta, Maine do what they're supposed to do to help our children. Is this overheating? Put this over here. Yeah, we're gonna do some more reading in a minute. Actually, I'm gonna post this. Hold on. Yeah, it's getting pretty hot. I'm gonna post this, and then we'll do reading in the other room. Yeah, the sun's really hot on this side right now. Yeah, I could actually just close the curtain, I guess.